I want to share a side hustle that I've been trying recently and just tell you kind of how I found it and how it's been going for me. So, the first thing that I've tried are focus groups and surveys. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically just companies that are looking for people to give real feedback, answer questions, and take part in surveys. And they really do it for market research. And I've done a study recently where it was giving feedback on an app that someone was developing. So that's basically what it is. And you don't always get approved for every focus group or study that you sign up for because they're looking for a certain type of demographic based on what it is that they need research for. But I find that there's still so many out there that if you are applying to a lot of them, you're going to get approved for some. So the reason why I chose to start with something like this is because it just seemed very user-friendly and something that I could do at any time of day. It didn't, you don't need to have knowledge about anything, and it's super easy to sign up. You just have to find websites that are reputable and kind of understand how to maybe go about them so that you actually make some side money from them. Personally, I think if you stack different websites, you could make potentially more than just some side income, but I haven't gotten that far into it yet, so I can't say that for certain. I do know that there's a lot of people on social media that do things like this, and I can even share who I follow that kind of got me into it. But that's kind of why I started with this, because it just felt, again, user-friendly, something really easy to start, something that I could easily do after I'm dealing with my business for the day, and a way that I could just make some grocery money, gas money, things like that. I also want the side hustles that I share to be realistic for people. I don't want it to be like you have to be an influencer or to be getting money from social media, because I'm not even doing that. So I want it to be realistic and something that you really could start today if you wanted to and you really need money like I do. So the main things that I really like about this are that some of the surveys and focus groups can pay really well. For instance, there was one that I did recently where I got paid $200 and it was sent to my Venmo. So that's really good money, in my opinion. They're flexible. Like I said before, you can literally do them at any time of day. It can be done from home. You don't have to do things in person. I only do things that are online or virtual, so you don't have to go anywhere to complete these studies. And you're getting paid simply for your opinion. So it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, or there's no right or wrong. It's just saying how you feel about something, saying what your experience is, and you get paid to do that. I would say the downside is that you're not going to get approved for everything. So you could fill out a lot of them, like 25 focus group or studies or whatever it is, and you may only get picked for one. Most of the time, the screeners that you go through, though, are very short. They're only like a few questions. So it's not like you're spending 30 minutes doing this, but it still is technically a downside. The other thing is that there's some sites that have a lot of opportunities, but they only pay you in gift cards. So for instance, there were a few where I got $75 and $50 on a Visa gift card. They don't let you combine them on this specific site, but I think it's similar for other ones that do this. And that makes it a little hard because they're virtual. So you can't use it everywhere. It has to be things that are purchased online, and it has to be the amount that's on the card. So there's a card that I only have like $2 left on, and I don't really know how to get rid of that. So that to me is another downside. Again, though, there are some that pay you through Venmo or PayPal, things like that, but you just have to find them. So I kind of learned that as I started this. And then I would say another downside would just be sometimes you have to wait a while to get paid. So most of the focus groups and studies that I've done, I was paid rather quickly, but there was one in particular where it took like almost a month for me to just get $30. So that can be frustrating, and you don't really know when it's going to happen because it just depends on the company that's doing it. But either way, I've always gotten paid. But again, it may not be you're not getting paid the same day most of the time. So I kind of touched on this earlier, but one of the ways that I even discovered this were a few people on Instagram that I follow that talk about side hustles. Like that's their main thing. And they were talking a lot about focus groups. And I was looking at the money that they were saying they were making, and I thought it was worth it to see if it was legitimate. The only issue there is that a lot of times people don't share exactly what sites they use, which, is prerogative. A lot of times people will kind of sell a course explaining how they found these places, because it does take time and it's work that you're doing. So they're not necessarily disclosing freely where it is that they're going to find these focus groups and studies. So unless you have the money to pay for a course, which a lot of people do, and they have good things to say about it, but I'm looking at it as, what if you don't have the money? How do you actually do these side hustles? What if you can't afford a course and you have to figure it out on your own? So that's kind of the angle that I'm coming from, because that is my situation. And even if, I know people say you can make the money back, again, not saying anything bad about these courses. I've heard that they're great and that you would make the money back right away. And if you're not really hurting that much for money, then it probably would be easier. But again, I just wanted to kind of try it on my own to share, how do you do this if you really don't have the money for something like that? So right off the bat, I don't really know exactly what sites these people are using. So the way that I figured out what to do or how to start, and I'm kind of laughing at myself for this, because when AI first started becoming a thing like ChatGPT, I was like, I'm not using it. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of robots taking over, but I did go into ChatGPT and I basically just prompted it. And I can show you exactly what I said on my screen, but it was just a simple, show me a list of reputable sites where I can do focus groups and studies. And I only want to see sites that actually paid money through PayPal or Venmo, no gift cards. And then I told them the ones that I already have been trying, so if they didn't repeat them, that they gave me new ones, because I want to show you the ones that I've been using so far, but I also want to kind of do this live and show you some that maybe I haven't seen before, and I want to sign up and just give you an example of what it looks like. So this is an example of the actual prompt that I used, and this is kind of the way that it broke it down for me. So it's showing me the highest paying ones, kind of giving me an idea of what they might offer. And then it goes into mid-tier. So maybe this is like less consistent, but cash is possible. I don't really know what that means, but, and then it's also showing me, which I thought this was cool, some that don't get a lot of attention. Mock juries, I've heard of that before. I've never actually tried it. So I would definitely look into these too. And then of course it gives me its advice, but I really want to look at, starting with maybe the highest paying ones like winter. This is one that I think I started filling out. I have to remember if I did. I guess I'll find out when I bring it up on my screen. But I'm going to just go ahead and start with this one. I'm going to go over to sign up for free. And I'm going to do sign up as participant. It's usually similar on most of the sites. It's going to be pretty obvious. Are you signing up as like a customer? Like, are you a business that wants to get opinions on things, or are you a participant, like you're someone that's going to take it? So it's pretty obvious how you need to sign up on most of these sites. And then I'm just going to sign up with Google, and I'm using the typical email address that I usually use for all of like my content-based stuff. So it's asking me, my name, what my full-time job is, my personal email, and you can put in your company name if you'd like, but you don't have to. And that doesn't mean that you have to own a business. You could be anyone doing this. Sometimes I find that they do ask you for a work email, and a lot of times they'll ask if you have a LinkedIn profile. Again, I don't think that you actually have to have like a real work email. I do because of my business, but they mainly are asking this, I've learned, because sometimes there's focus groups and surveys that will just be about business. or if you like run a business or something like that. So they ask you just to make sure that you have that opportunity, but you don't have to have a business, and you don't have to have a work email like I do, where it's like mybusinessname.com. Okay, so this particular site, it's kind of figures like this is the one that I chose to try to show you. It is making you put in a LinkedIn profile URL. So normally it's optional, and I'm going to try to show you so you don't think I'm lying, but this one, I don't know if this site is just more like business focused, but I would say if you don't have a LinkedIn profile and you want to sign up, if I end up thinking this is a good site and I'm making money from it, I would say just go on and make a LinkedIn profile. I never use mine. I just had one from a long time ago, so it really doesn't matter. So you could just go on and make a quick LinkedIn profile and then attach your URL to this. So a little annoying, but still not the end of the world. Like, you can still sign up. Okay, so then it sent a confirmation email that I just had to click on to confirm. Okay, so I officially have my profile set up. That took, I don't know, a minute. Only way that it would take longer is if you didn't have a LinkedIn profile and you needed to make one really quick. So typically when I first sign up for something, I don't see surveys or focus groups or anything like that right away. But after like a couple of days, I usually start to get things sent to my email. That's been my experience so far. So now I want to show you one that I've actually been using. I'm going to show you two, because this first one only pays in gift cards, but I have gotten, again, multiple paid focus or groups or studies so far. One was $75, one was $50, one was $30, and then I think I have a $25 one. Some of them, again, range in price just based on what you're doing, how long it might take you, things like that. But I want to show you this so that you can actually see what it looks like if you have a dashboard and you're getting offered different things that you can sign up for. So this is what it looks like. This is my dashboard. You can see I have a pending payment here. I had one that was confirmed that it was being paid out, but it actually got sent to me today. So that's why you don't see it there. But a lot of times when a payment has gone through, they will email and let you know, and then they'll give you a date of when that payment should be coming to you. So this is what it looks like. These are all available focus groups and studies. And you can see it tells you if something is remote. It tells you if it's unmoderated. I prefer those because they're just really easy to do. You're not actually getting on like a video chat with anyone. Sometimes you are recording your screen and you aren't talking about something, but it can literally be done at any time. I would just say that sometimes if you get approved, there is a time limit, but they'll tell you that. Like, they'll tell you have until this day and at this time. So it's not a surprise, but there's still a lot of flexibility with it. So I personally look for a lot of the small business owner ones because they tend to pay pretty high. Like this one's $100, and you're basically going to give feedback on business management tools. So I really like that because it feels like it fits me. So what I would say is really look for things that interest you and that kind of fit who you are. You know, sometimes they have beauty enthusiast ones. Sometimes they have age-related ones. They can have medical ones specific to specific fields. So there's a lot out there. And then there's some that are just really for everyone. Like, again, I think I said this earlier, I did a study where I had to give feedback on an app that was being made, and I didn't need any special qualifications. I think they were just looking for different types of people to do it. And I was approved. And that one, I think, was the $75 one. And I think it took me 30 minutes. I did have to record my screen and I was talking, but it was very straightforward. You were literally just choosing which out of the two screens do you like the best and why. And then another one that I'm a part of that I really like so far is called Pulse Labs. This is my dashboard. You can see things that you've already completed. This is the study where I made $200 and it was sent to my Venmo. This one, you just needed a Gmail account, basically. I think this is one that I can still send to people or invite people to. I have to double check. But if I can, I will link that below, or I will try to find a way to link it in my bio, because you can invite anyone. And, again, I don't know if you'll get approved, but I'm happy to share those things. This is other studies, like just other studies that are going on that you might get approved for. And these are the screeners. So I just want to show you kind of what it would look like on this specific site. It's really similar on all of them, but just to give you an idea. So let's just say I was interested in doing this one. I can take a survey, and these are the types of questions it asks you. How old are you, like what your age range is, what country you reside in, current employment status, what describes your role in your company's decision. So for me personally, I'm the sole decision maker, but you could say that you're not involved in it. If you're working somewhere and you don't have that kind of responsibility or something. In general, I just wanted to give you an idea of how quickly you can fill out the screeners, and then you just wait to see if you get approved for it. So that one took me maybe 5 minutes. So again, just wanted to give you an idea of what it's like. Some of them are really short. Some of them are only 3 questions. If I go back to respondent and I want to find one that might be related to more people than just having a business. A lot of things that are shown to me might be about business just because they know that I own one. So when you sign up and you're filling out information about yourself, it's probably going to cater that based on the information you give it. So I'm going to just click on this one. I think this is kind of a basic one. So I'm going to start the screener. And again, what's your age range? It asks that a lot. Gender, because again, they're just trying to get a pool of different types of people to get, a better demographic. Okay, so that one is done, and that definitely took me less than 5 minutes. Another thing that I like about this, and it kind of goes into another side hustle that I can talk about in another video. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it though, which is affiliate marketing. So with pretty much all of these focus groups and studies, you have your own sign-up link. So basically you're helping other people because you can share it with them. And a lot of times you get money when you do that, but then you also get access to the survey. So if I made $200 and then you're able to sign up, usually there's an incentive for you for using my referral link, and then you hopefully get approved for whatever I send you, and then you also make money. So it's just a nice thing that they have that I didn't realize that they would do. So for instance, with Respondent, if someone signs up through my referral link, I get $20 if and when they earn $75 in a total incentive. So, whoops. So the person would actually have to start using the site. It's not maybe the best referral link because you don't get something right away, and it would depend on if the person actually started to use it, but that's just an example of one of them. Then they also have another one where if you refer a specific project, so if there's a specific survey that I did and then I sent it to someone, I would earn $50 if they earn $100. So it's kind of like you don't really make anything unless the person is making money. So yeah. Field was the second one on the list that ChatGPT gave me, and I just wanted to see if I could sign up for that one quick. So I'm going to go over to participants and then register as a participant. So I guess they're not taking people right now because they're updating things. So I'm going to fill out this form so that they tell me when they're accepting new applicants. I've actually never had that happen yet. And that will hopefully mean that they're going to email me when it's ready. Next, I'm on Prolific, which was, I think, the third one in line, or it was one of the top ones. Yes. I skipped user interviews because I actually am already signed up for that. That one is known for, like, it does pay through PayPal and it pays you really quickly. The issue I've had with that is I never get approved for anything. They will send me these really quick surveys and it's like $10, if you fill this out. Literally every time they send it to me, I don't qualify. And I think maybe I qualified for one once and it was like $3. So I know that there's people that have good experiences with this one, but so far it's just like not worth it because I'm never getting approved. So it just feels strange to me. So I'm not really using that one. I would say maybe try it for yourself just in case. Maybe it's just me. I don't really know. But that one I'm just kind of skipping for now. So I clicked on start earning. And now I'm going to put in my information. Just ask for your name, your email, your date of birth, and your gender. So that's what I've been doing so far. Those are the sites that I've been currently using. You kind of have an idea of money that I've made that I legitimately have gotten paid for. I'm happy to dive into this more off and on, especially as I try. Like, there's a number of sites that I still haven't signed up for, and I am really looking for the ones that actually pay you through Venmo or PayPal, because the purpose is hopefully that you can actually take that and pay your bills. But this is just kind of an introduction to it and kind of the ones that I've been doing, what they look like. So I hope it was informative and helpful to you. And anything that I have so far, links to things, if I have an affiliate link to a survey where I made money or anything like that, I'll definitely have them below or in my bio. So I will keep sharing the side hustles that I try. I'm going to probably talk about something different most weeks, but I also will circle back to things like this kind of as I'm going, so I can also show you more. I also will show you in real time, like there's a study for Pulse Labs that I talked about earlier that I just was approved for again, and it's for $100. So when I'm filling that one out, I don't know if I can actually show you my screen, but I can give you an idea at least of what I had to do to complete that study. I'm also trying to set things like this up now so that I have more of a schedule for them and I know exactly the sites that I want to use without having to do any more research before my baby is born. It will just be a lot easier. If you also have any questions about today's video or something else that you'd like to see, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to give you any more information that I have. And yeah, hopefully I can get this going so that I can stack some websites and make more money.